Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is March 13th, and we are doing an off-season NFL free agent episode of Fantasy Football
Harsh
Harsh
reality.
Reality. And I mean, the harsh reality of free agency really affects fantasy football. Some of these moves I am so ecstatic about. I cannot wait to draft some of these guys now. And for me, it was one of the very first moves of free agency. It was, I think it may have been, and
The
immediately
first big one. First big one. Yeah.
for me was DJ
DJ.
Moore to the Bills. It came,
Love
I mean,
this.
and people had been throwing AJ Brown. Everyone knew the Bills needed the big time receiver. They basically fired their coach and threw Keon Coleman under the bus with him.
Right.
Even though he's still on the team
It's weird.
on a rookie contract, so they're not going to let him go while he's cheap. But they
Right.
clearly made it look like we thought he would be the number one. We got the number one. We got to find it. So, but I mean, the second free agency started, they're like DJ Moore to the Bills, and I love this move because DJ Moore had been he really royally screwed me last season because he's been so productive his career. And then something about the scheme and the way they were valuing the other two guys in Chicago with Caleb, he was spreading the ball around. Almost none of it was. DJ would have like one good game every
Yeah,
5
it was
games.
shocking. It was shocking, the lack of usage, I thought, personally.
Shocking is a good word for it because
Yeah.
I really thought his value was going to skyrocket. I drafted him like third round, I think, in like a couple leagues because I really just thought he was going to be with Caleb and with Ben Johnson. And while everything else happened that you imagined could happen with Ben Johnson and this team, except DJ Moore.
Yeah.
And now he goes someplace with probably the best arm in the league and no one else to compete with to be number one.
I think it is one of the coolest trades I've seen in a long time because everybody wins on both sides.
Yeah.
I'm excited, and we win as fantasy football people. I mean, Luther Burden, his stock way up now, right? That's huge. And Colston Loveland. And I mean, we've been saying Roma Dunze as well, and we want to keep saying Roma Dunze. I would assume it would be, but he's kind of falling into a DJ Moore-esque. He was hot at the beginning of the season.
See, I think it was an injury-related thing. I think he just wasn't able to be out there.
He did get injured.
Yeah. And so we just didn't have the burst down the end. And same thing happened to Emeka Ibuka, where they just weren't the same at the end. They were playing through injury, clearly, because they had done so great at the beginning. They wanted to see the campaign through. But I think the injuries, I think, were really nagging at them down the stretch, and they weren't prepared for the length and intensity of an NFL regular season, 16 games over 17 weeks versus the greatest athletes in the world. I think, but
it really is.
Dunze, I think.
Wait, isn't it 17 games over 18 weeks?
Is that what it is? Yes, that is. It's 70 games.
Yeah.
Remember, because the NFLPA was like, we don't need 4 preseason games. We could just have 3 preseason games. They're like, fine. 3 preseason games.
We've been saying that for years.
Yeah, but they were like, but you don't get a week off. We're just going to add actually a harder week now to the schedule.
Yeah, and the vets are like, hey, we liked those preseason
totally,
games.
They're like, bring them back.
We didn't do anything.
They did nothing. They got paid for a week of nothing, and now they got paid for another week of abuse. So talk about a backfire in the negotiation. That was a dumb one. But
you had brought it up on our poker chat about this DJ Moore signing, and where do you think he'll go?
Right.
We'll say in a 12-team league or in a 10-team league. I think it's different. But
I think you're right. I think it is different if it's 12 or 10. I think that's pivotal.
Yes. Yeah. So which should we, what do you want to use as the metric, or do you want to go with both? Like say for a 10
versus 12, because go ahead, you first.
But so like in a 10, okay, so if we're going to go both, I'd say in a 10-team league, I see him going, in the bottom of the third.
Right. Okay.
In a 12-team league, maybe bottom of the second, top of the third.
I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
And I do believe, depending on if there are any other moves, if they don't really bring in any other competition for him, the closer we get to draft, I think it's going to be one of those names that the draft
Well,
is
they did bring in. It's not competition, but they did bring in a solid guy from Detroit. They brought in Khalif Raymond.
right. Khalif
I mean,
Raymond, not competition.
not a threat, not a
Not
threat.
a, exactly.
I
He's
think Luther Burden. I'm really excited about him
yeah.
in Chicago. But
But
yes,
Khalif Raymond, I think, is depth. I don't
yeah,
think it's competition. It's not
he's
a name.
special teams.
They bring in AJ Brown. Now it's a whole different,
I
now
don't
that
see that. I
I
can't.
don't think
I
it's going
think
to happen either. This
this
was
was the big move. They did
yeah,
it. You know.
yeah. And that
So
being the case, I could see people reaching for him mid-second because you got to admit it's juicy. It's a,
and the Bears got a second round pick for him too.
that's unbelievable. They got a second rounder for him.
Right. And
Wow. I thought it
you
was
know
just to get his money off the books.
so did I. And then when I saw the details, I was shocked. But yeah, I do love this one. I think DJ Moore is very interesting. It could be like Stefan Diggs when he went to Buffalo with Josh.
Yeah, I think
All
it
Josh
absolutely is.
ever wants is just help me out with one good like one top receiver, just one.
Totally.
I don't.
Just one that can. And the thing about, and this is why he's such a juicy peach for me.
Mhm,
Okay. Because
mhm.
he can take the top off of defense, but he also in the mid routes is incredibly effective.
Well, that's what
In
they
the
used him
mid
for
range.
in Chicago.
Totally. And that's what most of his career has been doing. But then he'll have the over the top plays too. So
Yeah.
I really think his versatility might finally we might really see the peak of DJ Moore's potential.
Listen, I want to feel the same way, but I'm trying to temper my expectation because this happens all the time. You get so excited, this new guy in the new place, and it's going to be everything is going to change. It's going to be everything is it's going to be perfect. And sometimes that works. And it does feel like this is a pretty perfect situation
Yeah.
for it to work. But I'm trying to not get, I don't want to overdraft him. I haven't looked too deep. Like, who would you like, where
But I
will it
think
be
you're
the,
right
you
in
know?
terms of third round, even
Right.
with the excitement, I think third because there's so many great players, especially receivers.
Well, that's
Receiver.
very high compared to where he's been going,
Oh
over
yeah,
the
I know.
last
Listen, I think I
several
got him in
years.
the eighth round last season.
Right.
So
And you
you
still felt
know,
like he fucked you,
oh yeah. Well, because he wasn't
so,
productive. I was
and
counting
now
on
you
him to
can't
be
wait to take
productive.
him in the third or
Oh
this, you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like
Oh, I'm
it's,
all in. All in.
I mean,
Well,
that is awesome that you're,
well, the trepidation with last season was not knowing, whether or not this Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams thing was going to work.
yeah,
It's easy
true.
to look back on it now and be like, I can't believe you waited in the eighth round. But at that point, it was all very much a mystery, and we've seen
Yeah.
these coordinators tank a lot.
Yeah.
So
This
there
is,
was
yeah.
still a ton of mystery behind whether or not that was going to be successful. Now,
Well,
speaking of Stephon Diggs, following in the footsteps of Stephon Diggs, my guy Romeo Dobbs is
I
replacing.
love this.
I love this too.
I love this. I think this is great. Romeo is a great player, and he was overshadowed because there was just so much. There was so many other options over in Green Bay.
Yeah.
There is not that, and with Stefan leaving, and do you know where he was on the list at the end of wide receivers, like where he finished last year?
Mm-mm.
He was 16, wide receiver 16. That guy's gone. First of all, that was shocking to me when I was looking at it, and I was like, "Wow, 16. That's
Didn't
nuts."
seem
Because
like Yeah, it
yeah,
didn't seem like he did that much.
it didn't. I mean, I guess it was just these dink dunk, not sexy sort of move. Like, but he that's where he finished. And I was shocked. And when you think about Romeo Dobbs coming in and doing this, I love it. He is a dynamic player who hasn't had an opportunity, and with Drake, and he's not old, Romeo. He's like
Yeah.
in his, very early to late 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like 26 to 30.
Yeah.
He's not very old, and he's solid. So I think it'll be a very good move.
I think it's a great move. I'm not nearly as high on him as I am on DJ Moore in
Sure,
Buffalo.
sure,
But
yeah,
I am I mean, especially as I have him in Dynasty and I've been waiting for him to have a really great breakout season. I mean, he has games, but trying to guess, much like DJ Moore last season, trying to guess which game will be the Dobbs game was very difficult to predict, which is the way it is in Green Bay. Some good weeks it's that guy is that guy. Like they don't care. All three of you could be the one this week.
yeah.
Which is very shitty for fantasy football purposes.
Of course. I mean, they do have Kayshawn Booty, and they
Yeah.
do have Mac Hollins, who I really like a lot. I think maybe too much. I think I give him probably too much in my mind because I just think he's a cool person. Like he's just an
The
interesting
barefoot
guy.
guy, barefoot
Yeah.
guy.
Barefoot guy doesn't use utensils.
There's a reason he keeps making his way around the league and never really becomes the A1. I mean, I don't know what it is.
I don't know
I
if
don't
it'll
know
be
if
one, but
I don't know
I
if he
just
has the speed or something. I know he's got the size, and maybe he just doesn't have.
and he's pretty tough. He's pretty tough. I don't know. I just like him, but you're right. I mean, he's not. Him and Romeo Dobbs are kind of similar. I think. If you look at you think Romeo's.
I think Dobbs is a
better,
superior, more versatile.
Yeah.
Although Dobbs in that Guardian cap, that's going to be. It's hard to take that too. Not because I don't understand what's going on or like, oh, it's so dumb. I get why you're wearing it. Nothing can change the visual.
Right.
Nothing can change it. You look like a fucking space ball fucking running around the field.
Dark helmet out there.
It's comical. It just looks comical. I know it'll probably prolong his career by 3 seasons.
And why does it look so much different on him than others? Like some people can get away with it fine. Like it's like, oh, he's wearing. Usually it's those D guys, those giant. I was going to say,
right?
That's why. Okay.
It's because he's a skill position player, and not many of them wear it.
Yeah.
And they're
I think Achane wears it.
Yeah.
But you can tell, but he needs to. Anyway.
Well, you play football next to Tua, and you'll start wearing one too.
Yeah, I mean, Tua's the only guy who wouldn't wear one. Idiot.
Talking about Achane, let's do two kind of related things. Another move, great for me in Dynasty, because I have Malik Willis, who looked, I mean, spectacular in the games he started last season. Like, not just good. Spectacular. The way he was spinning that ball in the short range, I mean, on a rope. The deep ball was a missile, man. And then the running, the
legs.
The legs.
That is like, seriously, that's like Mike Vick and Lamar Jackson level. I'm not being hyperbolic. He's that explosive with the legs. That's going to be a problem.
His runs reminded me of the Mahomes runs, which is the get out of bounds, scoot, get the 5-6 and get out of bounds. They were smart, good runs.
Right.
I
mean, his body safe. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he did. I mean, I'm interested. And now Miami is, one of those organizations where, players go to die.
Who's the coach there now?
Okay. Now it's Hafley, who was the defensive coordinator for Green Bay. So it is a coach he's played for, but on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, it's just so much.
But obviously Hafley got to see him up close a lot more than anybody else.
Sure, true.
So he was like,
he's the one that said we got to get him. So we got to send that money. So he's very exciting, and it's very exciting. I'm nervous for Achane. I'm nervous because especially with those legs, if he could run like that, rather than the dump offs, he'll just run those Mahomes runs, those 10, 8-yard scampers. And that takes away those 8, 10, 12-yard, and those were catches usually too.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Yep. So, in a PPR, it's a big deal. I worry about him. But, is Waddle, I don't know I don't know what to think about Waddle. The whole thing scares the crap out of me. That whole situation is weird and unpredictable. It's exciting. There's a lot of hope, but we haven't seen any of it yet.
Well,
and it makes me nervous.
And that's the thing is you never know who he's going to gravitate towards, who he's going to have chemistry with. So when it comes to picking the receivers, I mean, you never know with these guys. They always have somebody different than the guy before. So while Waddle seems like he should be the natural choice, should be him, it's hard to say.
Who was the tight end that came on at the end last year? That Waller. Did they still have Waller? Is he back?
I don't know.
So if he comes back, he could be he might be the guy. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? It'll be
interesting to see. I like having him in Dynasty. I may draft him as a late round 2.
Sure.
On some teams.
You want him or Mendoza.
It's a high end. It's an upside pick. The problem with those, I remember doing it with Trevor Lawrence. When you're like, okay, by the end of the, he's an upside pick for later in the season when we know what we got. And then your QB1 goes down early. and your backup, then you're like, he's not ready
He's
to
not
go.
ready.
He's not
He's
ready to
not ready.
leave. And now you got to make weird ass trades and give away your best players, try and get just to get
Yeah.
a serviceable quarterback. It begins to make the Kirk Cousins career look like you get it. Like I understand now because when you need a guy, you
So
need a
where's Kirk?
guy.
Where do you think Kirk's going to wind up? Will he wind
Gosh,
up? He won't be a. Do you think he'll be a starter, or do you
I
think he'll?
well, it depends on where he winds up, and I think it's going to be one of those situations. Either Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back, which I think might happen because he would
That'd
have
be
to learn.
ridiculous.
Because I think he would have to learn a whole new system, and I don't think he's, I think he's like, maybe. But I could
His
see him
learning
coming
days
back.
are through.
But if he doesn't, then probably Pittsburgh because they need a QB1. If
But that
not,
would suck for Pittsburgh. I mean,
it'll
God, to
yeah.
go from Rodgers to Cousins, it's like, dude,
Yeah, but Rodgers is just, I mean, he ain't got it no more either,
no,
So
he don't.
he certainly
He
can't
don't got
run.
it.
He ain't got the body. He's just trying not to get hit out there. That's all he's doing. Ah!
Yeah, that that team has been interesting. I wonder if DK will stay.
you
I'm
know,
surprised he hasn't been dealt
and
yet.
they added Pittman from the
Oh, that's right. They
Colts,
added Pittman
which
and
I don't think
Rico
that's a good move.
Dowdle.
I know, I do like that because they will
Now,
run the
this
ball.
one has a lot of implications. Bad for Jalen Warren, but very good for Chuba Hubbard. Holy
Oh
crap.
yeah, Chuba Hubbard's
Right?
back to the top
Chuba
of the
Hubbard
pops. Yeah,
stock up big
yeah.
time. Now,
Well, he is
Jonathan
kind of taking
Brooks,
that role back at the end of last season anyway.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. I mean,
He,
Jonathan Brooks has been waiting in the wings 2 years, ACLs both. I mean, we'll see. But they also have Trevor Etienne over there as well, I think,
yeah.
right? So, that's another. I mean, I don't think they're hurting too much, but it's great because Chuba, I mean, they paid him a ton of money last year
Yeah.
or 2 years ago, whatever it was.
It was
When
last season. It was before last season. And then Dowdle had back-to-back 200-yard games.
yeah,
And then the
yeah,
games, and they were like, well, I mean, we can't ignore that. But then he
right.
just
They
like
tried.
just
Yeah.
like Jay Ajayi, like that was just a mirage. And then just
Well, he had a couple of decent games after that, but I mean, I don't think it was as bad as a Giant. I still think there's some left in the tank for Dowdle.
oh, I
In
do
fact,
too. I do too.
I think
But
Dowdle could take this job. I think he could be number one.
yeah.
So that's going to be a cool late round draft pick for like a guy who's like a quote backup, but he could win it.
Okay,
I think he could win it.
In the season after the 200 games with Ajayi, that next season, I went hard
I
on
remember.
Ajayi across in fact, I believe that was the season that taught me to diversify all my teams because I had Ajayi across the board and he just took a nosedive. And I mean,
Gone.
it sunk all my teams. He was so bad. I
So
was
weird.
like, what did you do in the offseason? What happened to that guy? From where?
Yeah,
Where?
How did you do it back to back and then completely forget how to do it at all?
It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it, and it absolutely
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
ruined those seasons. While we're on Achan, though, did
Yeah.
you see that Travis Etienne in his new home there in New Orleans?
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, now he told everyone how to pronounce his name correctly. And I guess now that he's in New Orleans, like that's how they thought it was supposed to be pronounced. Like they got it.
What is it supposed to?
It's supposed to be Achan.
You're tough.
I'm not joking. Watch the clip. It's pronounced Achan. It's got that Creole, vibe.
We've known Achan. We used to think it was A-Chain.
Yeah,
but Achan's been normal. I thought you were talking about ETN was going to say his real name. He wants it to be pronounced Achan.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. ETN is not pronounced ETN. It's Achan.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. I'm not doing that.
Look up the clip. Look up the clip.
I'm already saying shuck. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. I'm not.
Well, if you look at it, yeah. If you were Creole, if you were,
You're saying his name is Achan?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. And then his coaches in college couldn't get it right. So he finally just said, just say Etienne then. Just read it as it is, as you see it, Etienne. And because they couldn't get Achan. They couldn't call it Achan.
I'm hopeful that this is not real, that you are kidding.
I can't
because
wait for you to look up this clip.
I can't. This is too
You know
much.
what?
I
We're going
don't.
to pause the recording. He's
Are
going
you
to look up
serious?
the clip. He's going to watch the clip, and then we will continue recording.
I can't believe this.
Okay, he's watching it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you see this? How you say it, dude? That's how words work.
No, that's not how American words work at all.
There's some exceptions.
Well, not here. Apparently, it's pronounced Achan. And he was playing with a guy named Achan. Or no, they have Achan at the Dolphins. He was with, I'm sorry, he was with Jacksonville. But
Okay. Okay. So
so,
does that? So Trevor is also a champ.
yes, that's the way you're supposed to say it. Isn't that crazy? And yet
I don't
there is an
believe it.
Achan. There is an Achan, but of course it's
Yeah, we
ACHAA.
thought it was a chain,
Yeah, we thought it was A-Chain, which I
and
thought
now it's
sounded
a.
great, like A-Train,
Yeah. Yeah.
A-Chain, a
Exactly. It was
chain,
so much
like
more. Yeah, it's a
that's fucking a
football name.
chain, like I thought it was
Yeah.
all there's A-Chan, like okay, it's A-Chan. Now everybody Etienne is actually Echan.
I I will not be doing that. I do not care what he
I
says,
doubt I'll be able to make the change myself. Will be
dude.
interesting to see if the now that we know this, it'll be interesting to see if the broadcasters change.
They're gonna try.
They
It's like saying
will.
San Diego for the next 3 years.
Yeah, yeah,
After
yeah.
what I'm saying, you
Etienne,
have the
excuse
San
me,
Diego
Echan.
Chargers.
Yeah,
Los,
exactly.
they'll just call them, T or something. They're
Yeah.
gonna change it altogether. They're just gonna go away from it altogether. I will not be saying that. I don't believe that he's right. I think somebody told him wrong. His parents, they learned it wrong. This isn't. This is
That's what
not.
America is. We are making up rules as we go along. That's literally what this country is. It's let's just try this now, pronounce it however you want. Go whatever bathroom you want to. Like just
Well, I will still pronounce it Gulf of Mexico as
me
well.
and you
So
both. There you
you know
go.
what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You can spell it any which way, whatever. But anyway, now, well, that's effed up. I guess. So let's talk about that trade. The I can't do it. Can't do the ETN
Just think
trade.
of it as being HA and the other guy
Well,
only it's
because
him.
because if you say A-Chan, I'm going to think of Devon A-Chan. That's the only A-Chan I've got. I've only got room for
You
one
only
in my brain. That's it. I got room for one A-Chan, and it's
you only
taken.
you only have the bandwidth for one
Yeah.
HAN and it's spelled
Listen,
HAN.
I'm hyper focused on the one H-N. That's it. He's ETN. There's two of those. That's fine. They're brothers. I'm allowing that, but I can't have two H-Ns. But listen, so with this ETN trade to the Saints, let's talk about Jacksonville. Base Shell Tootin, what up, dude?
It's his
Is that
time.
kid?
It's
Is that
clear.
kid
Yeah.
about to take off?
He should. I mean, it looks like they were giving him a lot of the run anyway at the end of last year. And I feel like they've made that move where they're like, no, this is our guy now. They're sort of like the Steelers did with Jalen Warren. Like, no, it's this guy now.
But you know what they
But
did do, though?
they also did
Right.
that. I thought it was gonna be Tank Bigsby, and then it wasn't Tank Bigsby.
Well, Tank has been with Philadelphia for the last year. He's been backing up Saquon, for the last year. So he's been gone, right?
Right.
We thought it was going to be him, but they traded him.
Right.
I thought, but what's crazy is listen, you know me, I get fixated on players that may or may not be great. One of the guys that I'm still holding the torch for is Chris Rodriguez. I thought he was great, but they went and they picked up Chris Rodriguez. The Jags did,
Yeah.
which I think is an interesting move, right?
I do because Chris Rodriguez looked really explosive last season.
I really liked him a lot. I still like him a lot.
I'm
not sure how this will play out. He could win that job.
Yeah,
he could.
He absolutely could. And what you're going to find is, I think they're all moving towards the Thunder and Lightning type dynamic. They don't want to wear out one guy.
Well, it worked with Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. You saw it. It worked.
And now I'm worried about what happens with Gibbs because he doesn't have Montgomery, who's now down.
You know who he's got now?
Wait a minute, let me think, because I know they did add somebody. But
I'll give you a hint. Give you a hint.
I know it's not someone that's going to fill the full Montgomery role.
Oh God, no! It's great for Gibbs because he's going to get most of it. He's not going to have to worry about much at all. Isaiah Pacheco.
That's right. That's right. They got Pacheco. Okay, so
Hmm.
exactly, he's not going to fill the. He's not going to get the timeshare that Montgomery did. He's just not that player. He's definitely there
Oh yeah,
to.
it's going to be bad for his body. Yeah, he's going to have a good year this year, but then next year will be bad. The year after will be bad, probably because of the wear and tear. Because
Yeah,
he's going to
because I
have to
mean, it's
step up.
clearly going to be the Gibbs show, and that's how guys get hurt. As simple as that. What's really kept him fresh, what's kept him going at such a high level through the entire season was having Montgomery taking near 50%, not 50%, like 40.
Yeah,
46%,
yeah.
which is still a ton of plays that your body's not getting hit. But Checo ain't getting 46%. He's going to be more like around like maybe 6 to 10%, you know,
Right,
like, oh, we got to
right.
spell him, get in there, get in there. We're not going to run the ball, get in
He'll be a
there.
third down back.
Yeah, if that. So depending on
If
how,
that.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't even know if he'll be getting like goal line work.
I don't either. Maybe, but that'd be about it. He'll
And
he'll definitely
if he
vulture. He'll
does,
definitely
they'll give
vulture.
him. Yeah, well, I don't see that's what I was more afraid of Montgomery vulturing touchdowns
That's
than I
true.
am Isaiah
Definitely.
Pacheco,
Yeah.
So I feel good about Gibbs this season,
Yeah,
you know.
I think first dibs will always go to Gibbs.
Word.
The
Of
first
course.
crack will be to him. If he doesn't get in, then it'll be like, then the parents play, and then all right, Pacheco, your turn. They can take a shot. You
I'm so
know?
disappointed. I thought you were about to do like full on Jesse Jackson style. You're like the first the first dib is going to go to Gibbs. First crack, I thought you were going to go to that running back, or something like. I thought you were gonna rhyme it, a little rhyming
I
couplet.
did the no, I did the one that I wanted to do. That was
You
it.
did. I thought you were going to do it.
You really love to elevate other people's work in your own mind.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm such a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
Oh, bang, snap. So listen, we've not talked about the biggest trade yet, which is Geno Smith to the Jets, baby. Here we go. Geno. Geno. What the fuck, dude? Why what in the world? Why? Why?
I think on quarterback, they've clearly punted to 27, and they might get an Arch Manning or one of those quarterbacks that everyone's excited about for 20, the kid from Ole Miss uh, who decided to go back for another season. I think there's just,
Oh, I want to
yeah,
say Trinidad. Trinidad, that guy? Is he from
so,
Old Miss?
I don't recall. But
Anyway,
anyway,
uh,
there's a lot of great quarterbacks in the 27 class. There's only the one in 26. They're
and
not
he's
going to get
taken.
it.
Yeah, he's
So
taken.
they're punting to 27. That
But
to me is
why
a
make a
big.
trade for this guy? Do you, I mean, is what did they think he wasn't going to hit the free market? They couldn't just take him. I mean, like, just pick him off the wall. Like, did they think he was going to? That they were going to? Not much
It's
mistake.
one of those things.
The
Talk about a
Jets.
team that's probably going to wind up getting Kirk Cousins. It's going to be the
The
fucking Jets.
Jets. Oh my
And
God.
don't be surprised if the Browns decide to do something stupid like bring in Kirk Cousins.
Uh,
You know how they love to do that dumb shit?
you're right. I shouldn't be. I won't be surprised if they do that. I'll shake my head, but I won't be surprised.
Yeah,
And I
no,
guess I should be doing the same thing with Gino right now. I just thought it was hilarious that we should at least talk about how stupid and ridiculous that is.
Some
Um,
organizations can't help being, can't get out of their own way. The
let me
Jets
throw.
can't help being the Jets.
Let me just throw a couple of quick ones at you because we're going kind of slow. I want to talk about like Kenneth Walker. I want to talk about Kyler Murray. I want to talk about Mike Evans. I just want to kind of see what you think about those dudes. Let's start with Walker. How do you feel about that situation for him in Kansas City?
I mean, it's definitely an upgrade for Kansas City.
Oh yeah,
Now, Charbonnet, I think it's a weird move for Seattle because Charbonnet is coming off an ACL. I know
bad injury.
I know he looked great at the end of last season before the ACL, but as
Correct.
we've seen, players don't, running backs, other
Yeah.
players can come back from the ACL at a top,
Well,
at a
certainly not late season too. This was a
right.
late season injury. I don't
Yeah. I
know
don't
what's
see
going
him
to happen.
coming right back and playing at the top of his game the way he was at the end of the thing. And I feel like they're thinking about that guy versus what they're actually going to get. And also, they didn't want to pay the premium for Kenneth Walker.
Right.
Excuse me,
Right.
the tax, the Super Bowl tax. So they
MVP.
let him go. But I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted another running back
Oh, I
up
think
there in
they have
Seattle.
to,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But it was straight. But it's definitely an upgrade. But of all the guys that were available, I didn't think because there were projections of them getting Love out of the draft. But they probably would have had to move up two
Who's
spaces.
Seattle?
No, Kansas City.
Oh, Kansas City.
Yeah.
Wow. They would have to make some big trades, and they would have to sacrifice quite a bit to get him.
And I know K9 had a huge Super Bowl, but he's injury prone. They've had to deal with that a lot already with their running backs. Like for
Yeah.
me, it wasn't the best fit for Kansas City. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, on paper, like we're getting the Super Bowl MVP running back on the Chiefs. Like, but I mean, prior to that game, he was getting outrun by Charbonnet. Like he wasn't even.
Well, during the playoffs, the NFL playoffs, he was, and well, you're right. I don't know. I can't remember exactly when Charbonnet was it. I think was it right before the playoffs that he got hurt,
I think so. Yeah, it was
or was
pretty.
it like week
It
one?
was
I can't
after.
remember.
No, it was after week 17.
It was after week
Because in
17.
the
So,
championship week of fantasy, he scored a bunch of. He had like 3 touchdowns in week
mm,
17. So it
okay,
definitely wasn't.
wow.
It may have been in week 18 or the first round of the playoffs, or maybe what? Yeah, I think it was week 18 or
Could be week 18 because that was a big game. Wasn't that versus
the
the
Rams. That was the
49ers
Rams
or the
game.
Rams? Yeah, it was one
I
of
think it was
those.
the Rams game for the title of the division.
I
So,
think you're
and
right.
I think
It
that
was
was the
either,
one he hurt his
yeah.
knee in. So, yeah, I kind of, I'm just, I don't know. I feel like they just got themselves into,
Well, I think the
while he's healthy,
success
should be great.
came because of Charbonnet being able, and the reason that he was able to stay healthy this season was because of Charbonnet. And what do they got? Brashard Smith, who I like his talent, but he's not gonna be the guy that's. He's not Charbonnet yet. Like he's still very
Or
young.
Walker.
Or Walker. I mean, he can't spell Walker, like Charbonnet could. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who you're gonna have over there to spell him.
Yeah.
Because they
I,
just got rid of Pacheco. So,
I wonder
they're
if
going to
Walker
probably have
would have
to.
been willing to like not give him a discount, but a discount versus what other teams would have paid him to stay part of that organization where he just won a Super Bowl and was I don't know. I just feel like for the Chiefs, there were
Yeah.
better options.
Yeah.
And so I'm not we'll see if it works. I mean, I'll still draft him. But
So here you go. Would you take Kenneth Walker or Chase Brown today? Friday the 13th.
ooh, Kenneth Walker because he's in Kansas City.
Okay, had Kenneth Walker or Bucky?
What's going on with Bucky?
Well, they got Kenneth Gainwell, who I like a lot. I
Yeah.
thought he was going to wind up being a number one somewhere. I thought maybe he would go to Kansas City. He would have been, I thought, a great fit, super cheap, but they went the other way. But anyway, so he's there.
Kenneth Walker right now because Bucky, because of the down season he had, ever since they lost Liam Cohen, the offense just isn't the same.
Yeah, you're
And
gonna, yeah.
and so until I see different, I would definitely still go with Kenneth Walker on that one.
Okay, so those are two interesting to me. Your answers are interesting both. This one, I hate to do it to you, but I kind of love it. You're not gonna. It's a Sophie's choice. Walker or Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Right on. Okay, 32. You're going for it. You don't care.
I
You're gonna
don't
keep
care.
riding
I
it.
don't care. You
You
know
want
why?
to be
He
on
had
the
a
bus when
down
it goes off the
season.
cliff.
He had a down season last season. They have a new regime in there who's gonna hopefully use him correctly because they saw the same things we all saw, which is him standing on the sidelines when the team's at third and goal. So I expect the usage to sometimes. And I feel like every human can do this. And you think these guys, because they're paid millions of dollars to be these coaches in charge of these huge organizations, you forget that they're human and they do what
Right.
humans do, which is fuck with their own formula.
Mm.
Even though it's working, they keep cranking it and then they
Right.
break it. And despite the previous season's success, all they have to do is just do it again. They felt like they had to do something different to get him over the top, and in the process, broke the whole fucking thing.
Now, don't we have to be fair and say that Henry had some pretty bad fumbling problems at the beginning of the season last season that was very uncharacteristic of him. And I think he also got a little injury as well. So, I don't know if they could do it. And then, of course, Lamar was
Well,
out.
Lamar was injured.
That changed
Once
everything.
Lamar couldn't run, remember there was that one game late in the season when Lamar was out and they leaned on Derrick Henry, scored 4 fucking touchdowns, and won the game. And then Lamar came back the next week. They went right back to the Lamar shenanigans and went to shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't tell me Henry can't still do it.
Well, that's why I said the whole time, I was saying it all last season that they should have fired Harbaugh. It was time to get rid of Harbaugh, and they finally did it.
Yeah.
Well,
it's hard to get rid of a guy that's been that loyal, that winning, that good. I mean,
I get it.
Although, and by the way, I believe I called it. I believe I said that Aaron Rodgers would kill another coach because he's gotten every coach that's ever hired him fired. And sure enough, this guy, Tomlin, supposed to be untouchable. He fired himself after a season with fucking Rodgers.
Wow, he's like the Madden cover, You're right.
Like, don't fucking hire Aaron Rodgers.
Not if you want to keep your job.
Not if you want to keep being a coach, because apparently he either gets you fired or just sucks out your life until you don't want to coach him.
Until you quit.
He quit. He fucking quit.
A coach who's never had a losing season
quit after 1 year with Aaron Rodgers.
You know what? After this Rodgers experience,
I'm done with football.
I may come back later, but I think I'm going to take some time off.
He's fucking Dracula. He's a fucking quarterback vampire who just sucks coaches dry and then drops their dead body in the river.
And takes all their money.
And all
the money. The organization kills the organization too.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah, he's not good. He's not good.
Okay, but Jesse Minter in Harbaugh's replacement is basically a little Harbaugh. They basically went with a newer version of the same vehicle.
Right, and you know what? That's fine. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it
too. It was just like Sean McDermott. Look, I get it. Or even Bill Belichick. We can go back then. Like, there comes a point where it gets a little stale. Now, I know Bill is a little different because he lost, Brady and things went down, but he went to the playoffs with Mac Jones that first year, So to fire him like after a year, is to me, I think a little premature, like what they did. But I look at this and I think this one these two felt like it was time for a change. It was just old. The message wasn't resonating anymore. He had lost, I think, the respect, not all of it, but you know what I mean? That clout that you once had, the shine had tarnished. And you just need to shake it up a little bit. You got this great talent. You just need a new message. And if not a new message,
and a lot of times it's about making the small changes that the players can see need to be made, but the coach just won't do it. And eventually you're like, then I guess we got to change the coach, because it's not like we need big changes, but he won't make the couple of little things we need him to do because he's decided in his mind we don't do that.
Because he had success 15 years ago with this thing, and this is what he attributes it to. So that's his thing. Like that to him is a security blanket, and that we're all guilty of these types of things in our own life. It's hard to get over something that once brought you greatness.
I think despite the incredible talent and power of Derrick Henry, he was still so enamored of Lamar.
Yeah.
He just couldn't see any other way to do it except to let Lamar do whatever he wanted. Yeah. He really loved Lamar. Like, he just wanted everything to be about him. That's my guy, Lamar. I mean, he just and the Harbaughs have a habit of falling in love with their quarterbacks. You can see it with the other one at the Chargers with Herbert. He's like, you're just so great. Like, they just fall in love with.
I think he wants to have sex with Herbert. He wants to have sex.
I think John Lamar
would have done Lamar.
Yeah. He's like, what do you
let Lamar do him?
Oh, we would have let Lamar do him.
And I think it's the other way for both of them. Yeah. They want them to do.
This is so bad.
Well, I hope that this is the kind of content you guys that
You only get here on
yeah,
Fantasy Football Watch Rally.
will
No
like
other
and subscribe. Tell your friends.
no other comedy sports show is going to tell you the truth about how the Harbaughs want to get boofed by their quarterback.
Yeah, right. We're the hard hitting podcast. That's why
We're willing to
that's why
say
you
it.
tune
We're
in.
willing to say it.
Okay,
Oh
well,
my
you know
God.
what? How
Let's
about
go on
this?
to Mike Evans. Let's go on to Mike
Okay,
Evans at the
Mike Evans.
Niners.
What do
Very
you think?
exciting move. Very exciting move. Great receiver, although he is coming off injury. But I mean, great
Always.
receiver, always. Yeah.
Mhm.
And again, to a great team with a great quarterback that just needs a great receiver.
Yeah.
Even more so than DJ Moore. I mean, Mike Evans is, first
Hall of
ballot Hall of
Famer.
Famer.
I don't
First
know about
ballot.
first ballot. I
First
mean,
ballot. First ballot.
Bill Belichick wasn't. So
That
I
was
don't
for
know
different.
what that
That was for
is.
different reasons. That was
Don't
for
know what
different.
that is anymore. Because
One,
if
he
he's
was
not
going in as a coach, not as a player, and
still,
he had those cheating scandals that made people kind of fucking hate him a little bit. So
Marvin Harrison murdered somebody. Anyway,
Mike Evans does not have that problem. Everybody loves Mike Evans, so
right.
he will
That's
first
true.
ballot right in there. I mean, with all the records, the
You
consistency.
know, I wonder if that transformer station or whatever that they're near in San Francisco that makes everybody injured. I wonder if you're already injured and if that transformer will fix him. Like maybe it'll be opposite for him.
Right, like it did with McCaffrey.
Well,
Where
every other
it
year,
saved him and killed everybody else.
everyone
He
else.
was standing in the middle of the bomb blast, just like, I guess this is the only safe spot, I guess.
Well, I think it's great if in fact he's healthy. I think he is. I think he'll be ready to go week one. If let's just assume that he is. I think it's very good. I don't like what it does to Pearsall. I was kind of hoping that he would take a step up. But he's always so injured as well. Like if he's not injured, he's shot. I mean, this guy's got a problem. He can't stay on the field, whatever it is. He's a magnet for injuries. So
it's a great situation,
and
and Purdy just needs that target.
and he's such a tall guy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
it's
am
perfect target.
excited to see what it does for both of them in terms of their fantasy value. I mean, Baker's great. I love Baker. You can count on Baker to sling that ball, baby. But I just feel like Brock is more accurate.
Yeah.
And I think Brock is going to put it right where Evans needs it to be in the corner of that end zone.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this move for both.
So what round would you take Mike Evans to say in a 10-team league?
In a 10-team league?
Yeah. Maybe the
back into the
top
second.
of the sixth?
No
second.
way.
Mike Evans?
Yeah.
No.
That kind of productivity?
Come on. What productivity? We don't know anything about any of this.
I just think I don't know.
DJ Moore. DJ Moore. I understand taking a big leap. But Mike Evans is sort of old, coming off injury in a brand new place. We've never seen it. I can't imagine he would go. I would say four would be the highest.
Fourth is probably, me. I get excited.
Yeah, that's a little.
It's hard for me to see it in context too. I'm like, well, what other names are we talking about in here?
All of them.
I know, obviously, all of them, but I mean, we all know like the top three. And then I'm like, okay, so then it becomes about who then, and that decides where he's going to wind up. So he's not Jamar Chase. He's not Justin Jefferson. He's not Puka Nakua.
Right. He's not CeeDee Lamb.
He's not
better?
CeeDee
Would you
Lamb.
rather have, how about this? Would you rather take Pickens or Mike Evans? George Pickens or Mike Evans?
Mike Evans.
Wow, really?
Yeah. You know why?
Okay.
Mike Evans.
I'm not sure.
Mike Evans doesn't take any games off. Pickens is playing on a franchise tag. I think we're gonna get the lazy Pickens.
And Mike Evans is the de facto number one, I would assume, right? Going over there.
I don't know
if Ayuk is Ayuk even still a.
Okay,
I don't know.
They're trying to get rid of Ayuk so bad.
They gave him all that money.
I don't think they have any intention of having him on the team next season.
Right. But I mean,
if they can't trade him, I think they dump him.
Yeah. Wow.
I think most people are just waiting for that.
Well, that's interesting. So I'm curious to see what pans out over there because I think they've sunk a lot of money into.
Oh, they gave him a huge contract that he immediately got injured.
Right. So I
And
think
then
it's hard
what?
to get rid of a guy when you still have to spend all that
They're
money
trying to
on
get
him.
rid of him. They're trying to get rid of him.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know
telling
who
you,
would take
I
him.
think they're done with him.
Yeah. Well, it's very interesting. So that's pretty good. And a Kittle, we don't know how healthy he'll be, right?
Well, he always starts the
Um,
season pretty good.
Kittle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You
I
get a
mean, he
good
usually does, but he got hurt pretty late,
the over under is like 2.5 of the number
on
of
games
games.
that he'll play without injury.
Yes.
Yeah. Boy, that's a good line. I don't know. That might be. I think you nailed it. I think that's what I think. Can I take the actual? Like, I want the two. Do I get extra money for guessing exactly 2.5? Because I think you got it.
I
I
think
think
so
you.
too. Midway through the third game, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we haven't Kyler Murray going to the Vikings. Probably the latest, greatest here.
I love it.
Up to, I think so too. I think it's a great. I think he needed a change of location pretty hard.
Yeah, well, he
I
needs someone who's gonna a quarterback whisperer, right?
yeah,
Who he's
yeah.
got, and he needs to be able to feel like there's somebody that he could steal the job from, you know,
Right,
because
right.
he always
Little
had it.
competition.
Right. He
Yeah.
needs that competition. Before it was always the anointed one. There was never really any skin in the game. He was playing Call of Duty. They had to put stuff in his contract
Well,
about
and that's the thing.
studying,
Exactly. And then
you
when
know,
those things hit the media, I think that's when the milk soured for
killed
him
the whole
in Cardinal.
absolutely.
Yeah. Like it's
Yes.
like, yeah, now everybody knows that you guys don't think I'm studying tape and you basically called me
You
lazy
threw me
to the
under the
whole
bus.
world
Yeah.
and in the contract. And then they're like, no, no, we're taking it out. We're taking it out. It's like, dude, there's no,
Damage done.
yeah,
Damage done.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
So I think it's great. I think it's great for JJ McCarthy as well.
I
Let
don't
let it
know
happen. Hmm.
that JJ will ever be a starting QB1 in the NFL again.
I think he will be the starting quarterback this season, not Kyler Murray. I mean, they're going to fight during the offseason, right? I mean, you got to
Kyler's going to
think.
start. Kyler's going to start, and Kyler's going to do well, and he's going to keep JJ out of the game. I mean,
I don't know if I'm predicting today, I would say JJ McCarthy will be the starter on day one for this season. But I also
I'll take that
have
money.
a little buy. I'll put $5 on it. Mark it. I'll put
$5.
five on it. five
$5.
bucks.
Yeah.
I got McCarthy starting. You've got Murray starting. This is barring any injury for either of them. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if
Yeah, okay.
injury will negate it for
A
either
new
of them.
injury, yes.
New injury, right? Something that would keep him out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I think it is great. Look, I would think that if Kyler does get that job, that Justin Jefferson is very happy, and I think that Justin Jefferson is somebody that you better keep very happy because if he wants to walk, that talent does not come around, very often. He's proven it time and
The
again.
fact that he squeaked out 1,000 yards last season is
Crazy.
amazing.
It really is incredible with what little he had to work with. So it is interesting. We're going to have to see how it plays out. But I do see, I can see it being a good move, certainly for the Vikings. I think it just makes both of them better. And if JJ has to wait and watch Kyler for a while, because Kyler's another guy that I've seen him go in Arizona. He was almost going to be MVP this one season. He was like, they were 10-0, and everyone was like, wow, the Cardinals, this is. And then it was just like completely off of a cliff, and he was gone. He just couldn't do anything anymore. He couldn't run. He was making terrible decisions. His passes were inaccurate. They were getting batted down. I mean, he's pretty short. So all of a sudden he couldn't do it anymore. And it was so weird. And he's never really lived up to that again since that
No,
10 and
totally,
0.
100%. But again, a lot of that has to do with the Cardinals organization.
Yeah. Yes,
They switch coaches a lot.
they do.
They don't let him keep the guy that he's winning games with. They bring in another guy who wants him to be more of a pocket passer instead of a runner. Then he gets injured. Then the next coach wants to be a runner again. He gets injured from that. I just think the inconsistencies of that organization. And then again, yes, coming in as a kid, number one overall pick,
Right.
anointed one, doesn't have to
Yeah.
compete for the job. I think all those things came together. I mean, Baker had to go through this.
Oh,
Baker had
yeah.
to go through
Sam
that,
Darnold.
Sam Darnold, because they come in with all the heat and then they get humbled and then they're like, oh, I have to treat this like a profession, you
Geno
know?
Smith.
Yeah, well,
couldn't help, couldn't help it. Couldn't help it.
Geno Smith is a mystery of
He's such a
football.
weird guy.
Who knows?
His whole career arc is insane, and that it ends where it started
Yeah, and then he winds up
is
back at the Jets, who will
full circle.
undoubtedly bury him for the last time. There will be
Yeah,
no hand out of the grave for Geno Smith this time.
no,
The
no,
Jets will finish him off good.
yes,
This will be the
he knows
last
it.
we. This is the last we know of Geno Smith. So
He knows it.
yeah,
Um, so I want to do a couple quick ones. Let's see, real quick. What do you think about Alec Pierce signing that big contract? Wandale Robinson going to Tennessee, and there were two tight ends moves. And I know that you hate Chigokonkwo, but it's kind of a big deal that
he's
he
at the
got moved.
Giants now, right?
No, Chig went to the Commanders. The Giants, Harbaugh said, Isaiah Likely come with me.
That's what it
It
was.
sucks.
Yes.
Sucks for Theo Johnson. I'm very sad about that because my whole thing, I like last at the end of the year, off season thought about some things. I was like, there's a guy, I'll just get Theo Johnson super late. I'm not gonna get a tight end. I'm just gonna wait till I'll just get him because I think he's gonna be a big
Right. In like the
deal.
10th round. Yeah.
10th, like super late, yeah, super late, you know? And I was gonna get like my defense first, you know what I'm saying? Like before I grabbed
Right.
him,
I mean, Theo Johnson, yeah, you probably without Likely there, you probably could have got him in like the 14th round, 15th
Right.
round.
You could have got him at the
Yeah.
very
The
end,
very end. Yeah. Nobody's thinking
Um,
about him. Yeah.
so I thought this would be a pretty cool steal, and I don't have to, and if it doesn't work out, big deal. I'll just go to the wire like everybody else is going to do anyway. Who didn't get Brock or McBride
McBride, yeah.
or one other guy. I don't. Is there one other good one? You know, right. Or
Kittle.
so those
Kittle
two,
would be
Kittle.
the yeah.
But I mean, Kittle at this point, I don't want him.
I know. It's like
I'm not
Kelsey.
drafting.
I mean, people were high on what's his name out of Atlanta again. But
Pitts,
Pitts, but I mean, you
Pitts,
know,
Kelsey's coming
that
back.
coach is gone. You don't know what you're going to get with the new quarterback and the new coach.
Yeah, I
So
mean, Kelsey's coming back. He actually was more productive than we thought he would be. From the tight end position.
no, absolutely. He was
I
still
don't know.
like
There's a
top.
million
He
ways to
was still
go,
like
but
top five, I think. Oddly,
with Isaiah Likely there now, Theo Johnson is completely gone. Like he was
Yeah.
going to be a sneaky sleeper anyway. Like he was a flyer.
Does Isaiah Likely go up for you?
You know what? It's hard. Yes, I think so because
Jackson Dart now.
he's got Jackson Dart and he's got the coach.
Yeah.
He's got the same. It's like with that combination, he asked for him. He wanted him. He's got plans for him, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So to me, it goes up because I was pretty high on Likely anyway last year. It didn't really pan out.
Didn't pan out. No.
I expected it to pan out.
But you were you were very high on his stock last year.
I kept expecting it. I thought maybe from week 10 on, I thought any week now the transition will happen.
You were.
I did.
You were trying to speak that into existence so hard.
I believed it. I really did. And I still think it should have, but Mark Andrews came back somehow from the dead and was like, I'm Mark Andrews again. And, got all these touchdowns. So I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Or Likely was out. I had great games, but it was out by a toe. Had these great things, would happen, but it wouldn't translate. Like you could see the talent, but it didn't show up in the stats, which is where you get paid in fantasy football and in real life too, I guess. But they took him. I like that one. But
you think Harbaugh lays on his back, throws his legs over his shoulder, and goes, throw your dart in the bullseye.
Again, you guys, you're not going to get content like this on whatever some other stupid professional. No. And by the way, the answer to your question is absolutely,
totally, 100%.
100%.
That's how they shake hands.
And the only reason he does it that way is because he wants to see. He wants to watch.
We gotta stop. That's so gross. That's so gross. The whole organization.
What about for us? We got a backup quarterback. What do you think of our Cowboys? No one else cares about this, but what about the Cowboys grabbing Sam Howell? Do we care at all?
Nope.
I think he's at least I mean, look, we haven't had a good backup since Cooper Rush, and Cooper Rush was only okay. I mean,
He was
he got
just okay.
lucky.
And,
He
and
got lucky.
I think Sam Howell is in that just okay boat. Sam Howell
Yeah.
he doesn't move the needle for me much. I didn't think much of him coming out of college, and then he proved me 100% right in the pros. So, I'm not really, I don't,
What about
I hope we never
what
have to
about
use him. I know we will, but let's hope he's steadily improving and working on his game.
yeah, I think he could be developed. I saw some flashes. I think he could be good,
Okay.
better than Trey Lance or any of these other guys we've had in the past. I think he's I'm excited for that, for the future for him. Um,
Six,
but what about
seven.
what about Algier going to the Cardinals? How do we feel about that?
I think it's good for the Cardinals
Sucks for Trey
because
Benson.
well, Benson is unreliable injury wise, and so is Connor. So they just needed a healthy guy, and he's been really great. Don't be surprised if he's the RB1 the majority of the
Right.
season.
That's what my next question was going to be is do
I
you
would
think he'll be RB1?
absolutely just based on health and ability. I mean, again, the only reason he wasn't RB1 in Atlanta was because he was the absolute behind the absolute best RB1 in the league, and he
Yeah, and he's still
still was
still
strive for
right.
strive with him, like competition wise,
Yep.
for 2 seasons.
Yes. And
So,
still got a ton of work and was very productive with the work that he got.
so I fully expect him to come in there and be the RB1 because
Yeah.
the other two guys are just so broken all the time.
Yeah. They re-signed Bam Knight or Zadavian Knight or whatever, and they re-upped Connor, right?
Yep.
They
Yep.
they gave him another deal. So that is just going to be this muddled craziness for a little bit. I think because, like you said before, that the organization is so stupid and they are just run terribly and they just make bad moves, right? That I imagine that they'll probably start with Connor, right?
Yeah, they will try to for sure.
Because that's just how that's the way they operate.
Right.
But I do think that Algier would be a pretty good late round next year pick because he's a guy who I think won't take terribly long to wind up taking that
I think you're
job.
right. By week 5, 6, it
Right,
should
five. That's exactly what I was thinking. About five was what it came into my head.
yeah.
So like, O's the mentalist. You got right in
It
there.
got right in there, Doug.
You got it.
Right
Five
around
was
week five,
exactly what I was.
5 or 6, it should start becoming his game.
Yep, yep. And it could be the same with Rico.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Rico. It really will if he's the 2 there or if he starts out as the 1. Because I feel like he's in position to really perform in preseason. And Jalen Warren, I mean, was good, but I feel
He
like they
was
never
better than I thought.
better than I
Better
thought
than I
too,
thought.
much better than I thought.
Yep,
But
same.
at the end of the day, I just feel like they've never fully believed in Jalen Warren
Kind of like me.
just because of his size.
His size and I don't know. His style is not like sexy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's very effective.
for that
You
team, for
know,
the style that they want to run under the last regime, you
right?
know. And now they're
Gosh,
getting Mike McCarthy, which
yeah, which we know, which
which
we
as
know.
we've had Mike McCarthy, the Green Bay had Mike McCarthy, and honestly, I don't know what that means. I can't sit here and having watched him play his teams play intently for what 4 seasons? I think he was coach 5 seasons.
Oh my God, was it that long? Jeez, maybe 4 or 5. I don't think
Hold
maybe
on, let's
4.
find out for sure. Hold on.
All right, you want to put? Yeah,
Okay, so it's 5 seasons
yeah. Well,
that
what
he
what
coached
what
Chicago,
we
and
saw, what we saw was him trying to start uh, Ezekiel Elliott over Rico Dowdle when we now know that Dowdle was very, very good. And then when he finally relented and gave in, Dowdle was great and then immediately traded him. Okay. So we know that he doesn't really, that he sticks to what he thinks is right and is not open to change
yeah,
as far as the offense is concerned, as far as the run game anyway. That's what I noticed. And then I think what really propelled him and made him look halfway decent was Kellen Moore. But after Kellen Moore left, you know,
that's what I'm
we
saying. Having
yeah,
watched him for 5 seasons, I can't tell you what kind of game he likes to run. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I mean, with Kellen Moore, it was pass happy, and then after Kellen Moore, it was like we weren't run dominant, we weren't pass like I can't tell you what that means as a, for an organization. You knew what you were going to get when you had Mike Tomlin. I don't know what Mike McCarthy and the Steelers mean.
Yeah. It's not like he's like, oh, he's the RPO guy or he's the X guy,
Right.
this or like, I don't know what his thing is or how to even brand his style. It seems pretty vanilla. And I mean, we never we went to the playoffs twice in those
Yeah, I
5
think
years
so.
with
Yeah,
him, or
yeah,
three
yeah.
times maybe, but we never made a deep run. So he's never really been good enough.
I think we
I don't
won
know.
one playoff game with him.
Yeah, I was there
Oh, nice.
at AT&T Stadium.
Cherish that memory.
We beat the Seahawks.
I'm wearing all my cowboy shit. Just shitting
God,
on them.
I
Well,
got it
let's.
back there.
There you
The
go.
Cowboys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Okay. Well,
Um,
the last one is just Tua to Atlanta. What does that mean? Tua Tagovailoa to Atlanta. What do we think about that? I think it's very
okay.
weird.
I think it makes a ton of sense in terms of consistency of having a left-handed thrower, regardless of who's in there, because you get
Okay.
used to the way the ball spins, you get used to the direction it's coming at you in. So instead of it switching, it'll
Sort
always
of.
be coming from the left side. So however you want to play the game, however you guys get used to playing it, it won't change when one or the other gets hurt. They'll still be playing to the left. So I
Hmm.
think in terms of consistency for the rest of the team, I think it's very good.
I mean, like, is Tua? You don't think Tua is going to start, right? It's going to be Michael Penix,
Well, he's
correct?
also injured. Penix is injured still.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of how healthy he is going into the season, one.
True.
And then, I mean, if Tua looks better, I wouldn't be surprised if they did the thing where they start Tua so he can learn from Tua, a fellow left-handed quarterback, see how he reads, see how he rolls, see how he does it. And then once he goes, then you put in Penix because it's coming.
That was one of the best Tua impressions I think I've ever seen, dude. Again, you guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends, like, give us a follow. We got
Who
it.
else
We
is giving
got
it to
you.
you like this? Who
We
else is
got
giving
you.
you the real dope?
We got you. Well, that's all I've got on my
That's all I got
list.
too. That was a great episode. And you were afraid we would have nothing to talk about. It's been almost 90 minutes once again.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. Well, no, I guess an hour and 10, actually, because we started a little later.
Oh, we could say Keaton Mitchell went to the Chargers. We could talk about that, but real quick if you wanted to, behind Hampton.
I didn't even know he had gone there.
So
Listen,
that's good for Derek too,
it's,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, they didn't really put Keaton in much once they had Derek. They
They
teased him
should
around a
have.
little bit, but they didn't use him very much.
Yeah.
Third downs mostly at best. So,
Right.
and even then, he was the second option. So I think it's better for the Chargers. But I mean, he's clearly going to be behind Omari and Hampton. So,
Right.
you
I was
know,
just curious if you had anything if you knew about that or wanted
eh,
to say anything about it. But that's it. Other than that, I think we've covered absolutely everything
wow.
that's out
And
there.
now on to the draft. The NFL season never ends. I love that we got in. This, I think, is my first off-season episode that we might actually put out.
Let's do
So
it.
that's
Yeah,
great.
look, there's no timetable. I mean,
No one
it's
cares. It's
right,
just us.
exactly. Exactly.
But listen,
It's
no,
March.
our final video of last season actually got 87 views, which is
I love that. I
which
mean,
is a
that's up
lot.
from two.
Yeah, we went from like
That's
2 to like 24 to 87 by the end of the season. So there's growth. There are people that are starting to notice how ridiculous but valuable this show is. So there you go.
right. Like,
All right.
subscribe, follow. Do
Yeah,
it.
that's it. Fantasy football. And you know what that is? Harsh
Harsh reality.
reality.